I didn't believe in haunted objects until the summer my aunt asked me to stay in her house for 2 weeks while she recovered from surgery. She lived alone in an old 2-story place that smelled like dust, camphor, and something sweet that had gone bad. Before she left for the hospital, she warned me about one thing. "Don't touch the dolls," she said. I laughed because she said it the way someone warns you not to touch a hot stove. She pointed toward the spare room at the end of the hall. The door was closed. "They were your grandmother's," she added. "Just leave them alone." That should have been my first warning. The first night was quiet except for the house settling and the wind scraping tree branches against the windows. Around 2:10 a.m., I woke up to a soft clicking sound, like porcelain tapping wood. Click. Pause. Click. It was slow and deliberate. I lay there listening, telling myself it was the ceiling fan or pipes, but the sound was coming from the hallway. In the morning I checked. Nothing was out of place. The spare room door was still closed. I convinced myself it was nerves. On the third day, curiosity won. I opened the door. The room was small and windowless, lit by a single bulb. Shelves covered every wall, and on them sat dozens of dolls. Porcelain faces. Glass eyes. Some cracked, some perfectly smooth. Their clothes were yellowed lace and tiny shoes worn thin at the toes, like they'd been walked in. What unsettled me most was that they weren't arranged neatly. Some faced the wall. Others stared straight out, eyes catching the light no matter where I stood. I stepped back and shut the door, heart racing, embarrassed at myself. That night I dreamed I was standing in that room, unable to move, while the dolls slowly turned their heads toward me. I woke up drenched in sweat at exactly 2:10 a.m. The clicking started again. This time it was closer, right outside my bedroom door. I didn't open it. I didn't sleep. The next morning, I noticed something small but impossible. One of my shoes was missing. I found it later in the hallway, placed neatly in front of the spare room door. I called my aunt and told her what was happening. There was a long silence on the line. "I told you not to touch them," she said quietly. I swore I hadn't. She sighed and told me something she'd never told anyone outside the family. When my grandmother was young, she worked as a live-in nanny. Children kept dying in the houses she worked in. Accidents, illnesses, falls. No one could prove anything, but she was dismissed again and again. She began collecting dolls after the last child died in her care. She claimed they helped her remember. After my grandmother passed, strange things happened in the house. Doors opening, footsteps, objects moving. A priest was called once. He refused to come back. My aunt sealed the dolls in that room and never touched them again. That night the power went out. The house sank into darkness, thick and suffocating. Then I heard it. Dozens of tiny clicks, all at once like fingernails tapping in unison. The spare room door creaked open. I could see them in the dark. Pale faces glowing faintly. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. One by one, they slid off the shelves and hit the floor without breaking, standing upright like they'd been placed there. Their heads turned toward me, joints popping softly. A small doll stepped forward. Its porcelain mouth opened. "I'm cold," it whispered. I blacked out. When I woke up, morning light filled the hallway. The spare room door was closed. My aunt was home early, standing over me with a face drained of color. "They moved," she said before I could speak. Every doll was facing the door now. I left that day. Years later, my aunt sold the house. The buyers ripped out the shelves and threw the dolls away. Within a month, the new owners reported noises, missing items, and a child's laughter at night. The house is empty again now. And sometimes at exactly 2:10 a.m., I still hear clicking in my hallway, even though I've never owned a doll since.